everyone, it's Adam here. I wanted to do, it's been quite a while since I've done a breakdown of my pack, and I just got back from a trail out in Harriman State Park in New York. Had an excellent time, and all I did was get my pack and put it on the table from the truck. I didn't go through it or anything like that, so figured why not do a pack breakdown. It's been quite a few years since the last time I've done one, so here we go. I did weigh it. I weighed it real quick before I started the video, and it is 21 pounds, and that's with all of my leftover water, with my garbage, everything in the pack. So I'm at 21 pounds right now. So I don't know the weights of everything off the top of my head. If there's something that you're particularly interested in, let me know, and I will get you the information that you're looking for. So we'll start out on the outside of the pack here. First, I got my Ascend Acadia trekking poles. Had these for a few years. They've been holding up excellent. I have no complaints about them. Well, I do have one complaint. When you're going and you hit it, it makes that rattle sound. That irritates me, but it's very minuscule of the quality and everything is there, so I deal with it. Alright. That's going to fall. Alright, let's get this unclipped. Next, my Thermometer Z-Lite sit pad. A lot of you guys know what this is. Next is my sanitary bag, I guess you could call it. Now, let me tell you this. I do have some redundancies in this bag, and I am weeding them out, and I eventually get my weight a little bit lower, but for the time being, I do carry a couple redundancies, but we'll take care of that as we go on. Alright, in this bag here, I got a roll of athletic tape, some A&D ointment, in case I started to get chafing, I could, put that on at night or during breaks. Some Purell hand sanitizer, and these actually I believe my mom bought me these. It's called Travel-On. They're little things, the little slides of soap, hand soap. When I first saw these, I laughed. Now, instead of carrying like a bottle of Camp Suds or something like that, this is like a quarter of the weight of a bottle of that, so I don't mind carrying that. This video might get a little bit longer, I'm sorry if it does. Put that there. Okay, next is my toilet kit. I have a thing of Body Glide. I can't tell you the last time I needed this, but I always carry it because you never know. Toilet paper. What I do with my toilet paper, I don't know if you guys do this or not, is when you get the roll, crunch it up a little bit and pull the cardboard out of the center. That way it flattens down. I take a whole roll just for those instances where, in case you get diarrhea on the trail or something like that, you become sick, you have it. One time I was out and I ran out of toilet paper, and it wasn't a very pleasant time. So ever since then, for the weight that this is, I opt to carry a full roll of toilet paper. And not even a full roll. Like this, I've taken this probably on 3 trips already, and as you can see, that's what I have left. This is some wet ones. It's like just a couple in there. They're probably dehydrated. No, they're still a little damp. You can dehydrate these. Just leave it open, let it dry out, and you can put a couple of drops of water on one, and they, come back to life. That's just for in case my hands get messy and I don't have a water source or something like that. I can clean them with that. Next, I keep a couple of these things. These are those dehydrated towels. There's 2 in here. I usually have like 2, 3, 4, something like that, just in case. They weigh nothing. They're the size of pills, as you can see, so it's nothing bad to take. All right. Depending on how this video goes, I may not run it through my editing software. I may just put it straight onto YouTube, so you're getting the real-time effect of everything. Next is my alcohol fuel bottle. It's just a Vargo alcohol storage bottle. It's got the graduations on the side so you can tell how much alcohol that you're using. Love it. Use it all the time. It's got a flip lock, and I've never had them leak. I've read stories of people having these leak on them, but the reason why they leak, they over tighten the lid. In the lid, it's a tapered fitting, almost like a flare fitting for a plumbing fitting. And you know, as long as with them, don't tighten them too much or they'll crack. And that's the secret. Just snug, and there you go. There's that. Here is my Sawyer Squeeze water filter. I have the Sawyer Squeeze. I have one bag in here. I believe it's a 16-ounce bag. Let's see here. Oh, 32-ounce bag. That's a 32-ounce bag there. My Sawyer Squeeze. And I also have this little, it used to be like an eyedropper. I have Clorox in here. So if I ever got into anything nasty. Now you have to change this Clorox out. It's only good for like 2 months. Every 2 months you have to swap it out with fresh stuff. But, what is it? I think it's 3 drops per liter to sanitize any water. So if I'm getting water from questionable sources, I could always use a little bit like that. Yes, it tastes a little bit like Clorox, but I'd rather taste Clorox than get sick. Next is my Tyvek ground sheet, and I did not use it this trip. If it was, the ground was wet or something like that, I definitely would. Maybe I might just cut it down. That's how big it is. What did you say, about 3.5, maybe 4 feet by 2 feet. I could probably cut a foot off of that and still be fine. Alright, that was everything for that pocket. Oh wait, no, this is another thing. I didn't use this trip, but it's nice when I have it. This is it's Seat to Summit. I think they call it a sleeping bag strap, but it's got a little hook here. Let me show you. It's got a little tab right there, and you can wrap this around a tree and through your pack, hook it on like that, and zip it. And it's I use it to hold my pack up is what I do. Yes, it's Seat to Summit, holds up to 100 kilograms. So wow, this could hold 200 pounds. That's quite impressive. I don't use this every time, but if it was raining or wet and you needed to keep your pack off the ground, it weighs almost nothing. So I think they come in a pack of 2. I do have another one upstairs. Alright, next here is my Accurate thermometer. And if you remember, I was complaining last time that it did not seem like it was too accurate, but I put a new battery in it. It seems like it's a little bit better. On here, this is a tick key. You could get these pretty much anywhere. They're fairly cheap. If you get a tick that you could see, you could just grab it and rip it right off of you. I mainly got this for my dogs, but it's nothing for me to carry it. And plus it acts as a bear bell. Alright, in the next pocket, my Deuce of Spades shovel. Smart water bottle. This one is 1 quart, 33 ounces. That's a little bit of a bigger one. Nothing left in there. Another smart water bottle. This is about 1 pint. Or 23 ounces. And what I did with this is I have the cup. This is one of these bottles that's cut down, and it fits perfectly over these bottles. And what I do is you put a rubber band around this bottle and it holds it in there like so. And what that's for is with the Sawyer Squeeze system, if you have to dip or anything like that, you could dip this and pour it in. So that's what I use there. That's the water I have left. Nothing in this bottle. There's a little bit in this bottle. Alright. That's empty. Let's go. Let's get this off of here. This is my garment InReach. Works awesome. This past trip I sent the link to a couple friends and they were tracking me through the woods. And yeah, just it's really neat. You could go back and see what you did, send text messages if there's no cell service. Excellent tool. It is a little pricey, but I think it's well worth it for those times where you really may need it. And you can pull up weather reports, everything on this. So that's something I wouldn't go without. Go in this belt pouch here. I got a Fit Crunch bar. A lot of times I don't eat breakfast. I didn't eat breakfast this morning. I took this bar with me, and this is a meal replacement bar. It has 380 calories in this bar. They sell at Walmart for like $2, $1.50, something like that. And they're actually pretty good. They're very dense. Like you take a bite of this, you're chewing on it for a little bit before you can actually swallow it. It's a wheat protein baked bar. This one's cookies and cream. I like the cookies and cream and the birthday cake. I really enjoy those ones. Nothing else in that pocket, but I usually keep my map in that pocket. Alright. The other belt pocket on this side, I have my Zippo, which I have modified. I think I got this from Luke from the Outdoor Gear Review. I modified it. If you can see there, I cut a notch out of it there. And reason being, for when you light it, if you put it at an angle, it still stays lit. If you do it the other way, it kind of snuffs out. If you do it that way, with the notch out, it still stays lit. That's a pretty neat trick, I thought. Next I have eye drops. These are just contact re-wetting drops. And a knife. This is a cheap, I think like Ozark Trail or something like that. No, Appalachian Trail. Stainless steel. Just a cheap knife. And the reason why I like this knife is because it's not fully enclosed. As you can see there, you can see there's holes in it, so when you close it, the blade is there. And what that does is it keeps all crap from building up inside of there. That's one reason why I like this knife. So, moving along here, I usually keep a couple paper towels stuffed in this pocket too, but there's none in there right now because I used them up. Okay, that's all the outside pockets. Let's start going inside. Get this stuff out of the way so I don't get knocked over. Backpacking cup. My brother-in-law bought me this, and I love it. It's not very heavy at all. I have two of those Sea to Summits, the foldable cups. They're nice, but this one is just, for how light it is, it's got the insulator on it, and it also acts as a measuring cup. It's got the graduations right there. They look backwards because you're supposed to look at it from the inside. I don't know if you can tell that or not, but works excellent. And also, this is how if I have any kind of miscellaneous items like small, I'll throw them in here because it's got the lid on it. I don't have to worry about them bouncing around inside my pack. Cook kit. This is a Toke's 750 milliliter cook kit. There's the mesh. I got my Reflectix cozy there. One thing, I don't have a top for the koozie because I've used this in pretty cold temperatures and I really didn't see a need to make a top for it too. This kept it nice and warm just the way it was. There is one word of caution though. When you have the koozie on your pot, remember to take the koozie off before you put it on your stove. Don't ask me how I know that. Got a lid here. Inside this kit, got my titanium Toke's Sport. This is the windscreen. I'm not going to unfold it, but there's the windscreen. It's just a sheet of titanium with holes in it. The alcohol stove. and the pot stand. Now, one thing I did with this pot stand is, when I originally got this, I cut one extra set of squares out of it. It was one set higher. And the reason why I did that is, one, it fit into and nest in the pot better. And two, if you go on, and the guy's name is Hiram Cook, I believe. He does all kinds of alcohol stove tests. And he found that with the pot, I think it's like 1 inch above the flame is the most efficient for heating. And with an extra ½ inch, that's 1.5 inches, so it wasn't being as efficient as it could be. So I cut that off, and I have no complaints whatsoever. This stove works awesome, and it is extremely light. This whole kit that you see together only weighs like 6 ounces. It's extremely light. That's even with the Reflectix on it and everything like that. And got the mesh stuff sack. I just have that because I have it. Alright, what's coming next out of the bag? My electronics kit. Once again, I got a couple redundancies in here. Got my battery bank. This is a 13,000 RAV power battery bank. It's good. I've had this thing for years, but I think it's getting to the point where I think it's time for a new one. It doesn't seem to hold the charge as well as it used to. Then again, it could be just me. I'm not sure. But one thing that's nice about this, it has 2 charge ports on it. But it tells you how much charge you have, which is a full battery. But if you hold it, it's also a flashlight. It's not huge, but in an emergency, it'll work, right? Just a small little LED, that's all it is. Extra camera battery, which, like I said, is a little redundant because I could charge my camera via USB off of this battery bank. But there's times where you don't have time to charge it, you just want to throw in battery. Next is my Gold Volt headlamp. I love this headlamp. It's pretty bright. It's got a bunch of different settings. It's even got flood mode. The only thing is it does not have a red beam or anything like that. And honestly, I don't know where you can buy these right now. Maybe online. I've never really looked, but where I bought this was the outdoor show in Harrisburg. There was a stand there and they had them. I bought it, and that was 2 years ago, and it's still going strong. Next is my Walmart pen light. You guys have seen this before. Lantern / flashlight. Awesome little tool. I love taking it. So right there I have 3 sources of light. Well, guess what? I got one more. This was just, it was given to me from, Field and Stream was having a grand opening. I was talking to a guy and he said, here, you want a free headlamp? It was by E&O, I believe. But it's not, it's more of a floodlight. It's not very bright, but it does have the red beam and the different colors in it. So that's why I have it here. I really shouldn't carry this with me because I really never use it. But the thing is that it's USB chargeable. It charges via USB right there. And it's magnetic. As you can see, there's nothing. Here, I'm holding the light separate. Watch. It just clamps to it, and it's actually really strong. 3 spare AAA lithium batteries for my headlamp or my little flashlight, whether I need it. The headlamp takes 3, the flashlight takes 2. Okay, my SanDisk Clip Jam MP3 player. Last night I was sleeping, there was Boy Scouts, they were hooting and hollering, they were having a good old time. I put these earbuds in, I was sleeping by 8:30, 9 o'clock. I was out like a light. Didn't hear anything. Apparently they were doing sing-alongs and skits and everything like that, and I was no more than 150 feet away from them. I slept right through the night. No issues at all. Then, just a couple extra 132 gigabyte and 4 gigabyte memory card for the camera in case I would need it. So, that's my electronics bag. Like I said, I am going to cut it down. I don't think I'm going to carry this with me anymore. We'll see what happens. We'll just take it as it comes. It's one of those things, you know. I feel better with it. If it makes you feel safe, then why not carry it? It can't be much. My Mountain Hardware hat. You guys have all seen this before. This is clipped inside of my pack, but I'll pull it out for you. This is just one of those waterproof phone covers. And I don't use it for my phone. Actually, I don't even think my phone will fit in here. I throw my keys, credit card, money, whatever, inside of here. I seal it up, and it's clipped inside of my pack on where like you would clip your the water bladder if you were to take a water bladder with you. I clip it on there, so that way, no matter what, it's in my pack. I don't have to worry about whether I lost my keys or my license or wallet or anything like that. That's what I use that for. I'd like to get something that's a little bit different. That was like $4 at Walmart, so I can't complain. Clothes bag. Now, I always overpack with clothes, but actually, I don't think I did this time because I did pretty well. This is my Patagonia fleece. My Patagonia fleece. I bought this I found this at the Salvation Army. I think I paid $3 for it. Awesome piece of equipment right there. That goes on almost every trip with me. I got the dog walking around right now, so of course she's going to be interfering a little bit. Misha, what are you doing? Oh, there she is. See her? Go upstairs. Go upstairs. Alright, this is my Columbia rain jacket. You're gonna stay down here. I've had this jacket for years. Not the lightest thing. Not the most waterproof anymore. Last year I took some seam sealer and I painted seam sealer all over it, so it's kind of ugly, but it'll get the job done. I brought this because it was supposed to be a little chilly out, and you can always use it as a windbreaker. In the summertime, I'll probably just take my Frog Togs poncho, so that way I don't have to worry about that. Oh, and there's also, where is it? I don't know. I also fold up my pack cover and put it in with the rain jacket because obviously you typically would use one. Alright. Vermont Darn Tough socks. There's a pair there. Those are the pair I wore yesterday. Took them off because they're a little damp at night and I didn't want to have cold feet. So that's what those are for. Next is my REI CoOp down jacket. It's not the top of the line down jacket, but it works. You wear this with a few layers, and I've had this down to close to 0. No problems. I wish it had some, shock cord on the bottom, but you can't ask for everything. Well, you could, but you have to pay for it. A pair of fleece Columbia gloves. I didn't wear them. It was supposed to be cold. I thought I may need them, so that's why I grabbed them. But they're just a thin fleece glove. My Altera alpaca fiber socks. I had them with me. I unfortunately didn't need them, so I took 3 pairs of socks. I know people might scream and yell we're taking too many socks, but in my eyes, you can never have too many pairs of socks. If your feet start hurting or get them wet on the lines of that, you can never. So 3 pairs of socks is typically what I take. 2 for hiking, 1 for sleeping. Pair of underwear. These are just Puma athletic compression underwear. Moisture wicking. They work good. This was just a spare pair. What I'm wearing, what I wore out there was ex officio underwear, which they're nice, but they're pricey, and these do the same thing. The only difference between these and the ex officio is the ex officio has the slit, so you don't have to pull your underwear down in order to go to the bathroom. So there's that. And this is just a seat to summit dry bag. I don't know if it's a dry. Yeah, it's a dry bag. Ultralight. It's an ultralight now. Oh wait, there's something else in there. Oh, there you go. Toe warmers. My last trip, I had freezing feet that kept me up half the night. These are adhesive toe warmers. Very light. There's 2 of them in here. And last night I wore a pair and my feet were absolutely fine. Food bag. This is just a Columbia PFG stuff sack. My 1 gallon Ziploc that has all my garbage in it, and I can tell you what's in it. Chili mac and beef, a 1 serving chili mac and beef, a 2 serving beef stroganoff, which was the Pro Pack, 1 Cliff Bar peanut butter, rice-a-roni in the little cups. I don't know if you guys ever saw those, but the little cups of rice-a-roni, man, are they good on the trail. It's almost like a ramen noodle. Like making ramen noodles, but see, it's the little cup like that, and it's rice-a-roni. Man, it's good. And like I've told you guys in the past, I always mix a little bit more water in with my dehydrated meals because 1, you're typically dehydrated when you're hiking. No matter how much water you drink, you're going to be a little bit. So I'll almost make it like my chili mac and beef. I actually put too much water, way too much water in it, and I ate that like a soup. But I'll tell you what, I didn't get stomach cramps or anything, which has happened to me in the past because of that. Okay. This is my bear bag line. This is just a little tiny mesh stuff sack. And I have a Night Eyes clip here. It's like a half a carabiner with the jam clip on it. Let me show you. Maybe it's called a clip jam. I don't know. I know my MP3 player is a clip jam. This might be called the same thing. So you can pull it one way and stick it through, and it doesn't come out. And I don't know. I'm gonna say there's maybe 35 feet of line in here. It's real thin stuff. It's not Zynga. It's cheaper stuff, but it's really thin. It does the job. It works. Redundant 32-ounce Sawyer bag. Brought it just because of all the horror stories of people busting bags. Extra Ziploc freezer bag. You never know. In case one of my food bags busted open or something like that. This is a freezer bag, so you can put boiling water in here. My biscuits and gravy, which I was supposed to have for breakfast this morning, and the reason why is this is a 2-serving biscuits and gravy, and I just felt that was too much for breakfast. I really didn't want to cook this up and end up not being able to eat all of it. If you shop at Walmart, Walmart sells the single servings of the Mountain House meals. That's probably some of the best, in my opinion, because you're way too much sodium and stuff in these things in order to, for being out on the trail. So I prefer the single servings, except for dinner. Of course, you want a little bit for dinner, but you can always mix it up. If you got a single serving Mountain House, you can always use like a Snickers bar or something on the lines of that to give you a little bit more. So that's that. My long Sea to Summit aluminum spoon. And yeah, it's redundant with my titanium, but this is a long one for getting down in the Mountain House meals. That's why I have it. Weighs practically nothing. I don't mind carrying that. My little coffee packet. I have Starbucks coffee in here. I have some powdered creamer and Sweet and Low. I typically don't use that stuff, but I have it there just in case I want something different. Okay, and this is just a Columbia PFG stuff sack. Nothing special. Alright, Next is my first aid kit. Let's go through this a little bit. Sorry, my nose is a little itchy. My first aid kit isn't really a first aid kit. It's kind of an all-around type of kit. I should go upstairs. Go. You're not going to listen to me, are you? Go upstairs. Go get Maddie. Go. I'm going to be down here for a little while. She drives me nuts, I swear. This is my it's kind of an all-around kit. It's not necessarily just first aid kit, but as you can see. Ibuprofen. I didn't need any. I took some just in case. A little thing of toothpaste, and yeah, I cut the handle off my toothbrush, but not because of weight. I did it to make it fit in here. That's that. Contact case with a little bit of solution in it, just in case I have a problem with my contacts, I can take them out. Spare contacts. Unfortunately, my eyes are two different, so I have left contact and a right contact. So, but they're close enough together. If I kept losing one, I could swap them out. It doesn't matter. A mirror. It weighs almost nothing. I'll always carry it for those times where, in case you get a tick or signaling mirror, anything like that. It weighs almost nothing. I have that. A credit card with some duct tape wrapped around it. I may get rid of this since I have the athletic tape. The athletic tape, that's the first time I took it, was this trip. So I may do away with this. I may just wrap a little bit around my pole because actually this weighs probably like 2 ounces. It's quite heavy for what it is. Spare cap for my water bottles. I've heard horror stories of people losing their caps. And this is a flip cap too, which aren't the greatest to begin with, but it's better than nothing. These aren't toe bandages, they're like toe braces. My feet are screwy and my toes will rub and chafe in between them. And what these are for, it's foam and Velcro, and you zip your toes together so they don't move, and that's what that's for. I haven't had that problem literally ever since I started wearing wool socks, like Darn Tough socks and everything like that. I have a whole selection of Darn Tough socks because my feet, I used to get real bad feet rot. Once I switched from cotton to wool, that problem pretty much went away. I may do away with these. Little bit of triple antibiotic ointment, just 2 little tiny packets. That's it. This is another redundant system. These are aqua tabs. These are for water. I bought them from REI, and it was cheap. I think it was like $10 for a box of like 20 pills or something like that. If my Sawyer filter was to break or something like that, you could take 2 of these pills, plop them in, and it's water treatment. It's just backup water treatment. It weighs nothing. It's just there. It's called aqua tabs. Dental floss. Your typical dental floss, and I also have a needle inside. Actually, I think there's 2. Yeah, there should be 2 needles. One for popping blisters and one in case I needed to sew something because I needed a little bigger needle to fit the floss through it. That's what that is. Yeah, it's huge. Yeah, it's heavy, but it is what it is. I'm okay with it. Emergency whistle. It is what it is. Pair of nail clippers. Probably really don't need these in there. Tweezers. Tick control. Or ingrown hair, or ingrown toenail, anything. That's what that's for. Just a couple basic Difan. That's pretty much Benadryl is all that is. 1 pad of Afterbite in case you get a bad bug bite. Ibuprofen. A little small, tiny compass. You never know. Maybe it'll save you. It weighs nothing. I don't mind carrying it. It's in there. And just the rest is just a couple small band-aids. Nothing major because, one, you have paper towels and toilet paper and tape, so what do you really need? So there's 2 Band-Aids and 1 bigger bandage just in case. Alright. Geez, I'm talking too much. Should have brought a bottle of water with me. I'm just going to throw this all back together here quickly. Oh, there goes that. And we will move on. Let's see. Hammock. War bonnet traveler hammock with the cinch buckle suspension. Love it. You guys have seen that before. Tarp. War bonnet Mama Jamba. I don't have a continuous ridge line. I don't have it set up that way. I just use the Night Eyes clip jams, and all 4 corners are shock. They have a section of shock cord with the guy lines in order to keep the tarp tight after it stretches out. Yes, this says double black diamond, but that's not what's in it. This is my underquilt. It's a Hammock Gear 20 degree goose down underquilt. This here is my top quilt. This is a Loco Libre Sereno? I forget the exact name of it. 20 degree. This is the Econ series with the duck down. Love it. It's got the snap foot box on it. Fire kit. I didn't use anything in this because I didn't build a fire. But I'll show you what's in it. A couple more redundancies, like I say. Okay. Alright, wet fire. I don't know. You guys can buy this stuff at like Walmart or REI, anywhere like that. It's fairly inexpensive. But if you're having a hard time getting a fire going, this stuff's great. It gets the fire right up and going. Trioxane, just one little square. You see it kind of get worn out. That's all this is, trioxane. Could be used to sanitize water or get a fire going. Cotton balls with Vaseline. Yes, it's a fire starter, but another thing too is if you're having some kind of issue with your feet, you have a bad crack, you can always rub the Vaseline on your feet or anywhere else. If you have a crack or a sore or something like that. That's why I kept these in here. They weigh almost nothing. These darn Coleman weatherproof matches. Out of 10, you might get 1 or 2 to light. I don't know why I have them, but if I have some kind of emergency, I have them. A Bic lighter. Yes, I have a Zippo, and I also have a Bic. Like I said, redundant systems. A couple squares of tin foil. I don't know. I was watching a video one time, and they said that they carry a couple squares of tin foil. So I put a couple squares of tin foil in my set, and there they go. They weigh practically nothing. You never know. You could use it for a pot cover. You could make some kind of stove with it. I don't know. Just, they're in there. And that's it. This stuff sack here is just a cheap, one of those cheap stuff sacks that you would get from like Walmart or something like that. Tent pegs. That's all that's in here. Nothing great. And what's in here are the shepherd's hooks. These are aluminum shepherd's hooks. You can buy, they're only from Walmart. I think they're like 99 cents a piece. I have 6, I believe. Yep, there's 6 here. Simply because, in case you bet, they're aluminum. They bend, they break, they weigh. For what 6 of them weigh, you could take probably 3 steel ones. So, alright, and that looks to be it. And as you can see, this is my Granite Gear Crown 2 60 liter. I love this pack. I don't have the brain on it. I have that upstairs because I just, you know, what everyone says, if you have more pockets, you'll shove more stuff into them. So that's one reason why I don't have it. Like I said, I do have a bunch of stuff that I probably really don't need that I could weed out and make this system a little bit lighter. And I do plan on doing that. So any questions or comments, let me know. Feel free to subscribe. It's completely free to subscribe, and I want to let you guys know that because apparently there was some people that thought that you had to pay to subscribe to channels, which it's YouTube, it's all free. So subscribe. Well, any questions or comments, let me know. If you need to know the weights or wanted me to elaborate on something a little bit more in depth, let me know. That was my whole setup. I was set up to go for 2 nights, 3 days. I ended up only going for 1 night because I had some obligations to take care of, so I couldn't go the first night. And I ended up doing 17.5 miles on the first day and about 4.5 miles on the second day. Like I said, let me know if you want to know anything else, and I'm probably not going to run this through my editing software. I'm just going to put it straight onto YouTube. So play it safe. We'll see you on the trail. Thanks for watching. Do the stare.